haka za ka zaki bidiyo kana hotuna. Na shiga shop ɗinka. Cire wannan abun ka sawa, ka cire wannan na waya ka sawa na rike shi. Kamar da ka sa sai ka je ka ɗauko mana microphone.
Your Excellency, sir, the Executive Governor of Zamfara State, having presented by the Secretary to the President Government, person of welcome to this occasion, sir. The representative of the Honorable Governor of Zamfara State, Kadi Isa Hamza Ismail, you are welcome, sir. The Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice of Zamfara State, Nancy, you are welcome, sir. The Chairman of the Shiryawa Association, Reshin Branch, the Solicitor General, the Chief Registrar, High Court of Justice of Zamfara State, the Chief Registrar of Shiryawa Court of Appeal, represent other distinguished invited guests, colleagues, and the media friends. You are welcome to the flagging off ceremony of the Nigerian Bar Association Secretariat. Before we commence, sir, I would like to invite the representative of the Honorable Governor of Zamfara State to give us an opening prayer. That is Sam Ismail. ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما اعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فانك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك انه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت تبارك ربنا وتعاليت لا ملجا ولا ملجا منك الا اليك اللهم انصرنا وانصر من نصرنا وانصر الاسلام والمسلمين وخذل من خذلنا وخذل الاسلام والمسلمين وسبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله. That has been the opening prayer delivered by Honorable Kadi Isa Ismail. I now invite the chairman of the Gusau branch, the Global Association Gusau branch, Governor of the State, to give us a welcome address. So you are
Cire min memory yana nan baya.
the Executive Governor of Zamfara State, and be represented by the Secretary to State, Madam the representative Honorable Barrister Isa Hamza Ismail, the Attorney General of Justice of Zamfara State, Abdul Aziz Sani, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, the Chief Registrar, High Court of Justice of Zamfara State, the Chief Registrar Shiryawa Court of Appeal, Zamfara State, the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Zamfara State Ministry of Justice, the Directors of the Ministry of Justice are present, other executive members of this great association, my learned seniors and colleagues, members of the press. Today, we are marking, by the grace of God, a flag of ceremony where the building of this secretariat will commence. Your Excellency, last week or two, we were in your office. We had a very great discussion. Assurances were given by His Excellency to help us to see to it that this our dream come to reality. We are counting on your support, Your Excellency. We believe in your commitment, and we hope to together we make this dream a reality. Nigerian Bar Association has been and is continuing to be a pressure group to promote the rule of law in the state. Where there is no justice, there cannot be peace. We felt whatever it is that has to be done by the state or any other stakeholder in justice administration to ensure smooth operation and the activities of Nigerian Bar Association, it is important that it has to commence as soon as the MBA commences. And it has commenced since 1996, but today we are re-energizing. we are putting all that need to be put so that our real name should be defined and be written in gold in terms of operation, in terms of doing all that is necessary to do to make sure that the rule of law is promoted in Zamfara State. Your Excellency, without much ado, I thank you for being here, for all the support we have been receiving from you as an individual and as a government. We thank you for, despite your tight schedule, decide to be here with us to commence this majestic project that will define Nigerian Bar Association in the future. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much, all the
people of Zamfara State. I stand before you today to felicitate with the Nigerian Bar Association, our august umbrella of lawyers, in the pursuit of this gigantic project, which has hitherto lingered for such a long time, immemorable. I want to, first of all, acknowledge the presence of my colleagues that had already been mentioned, so needless to state their names again. Respectfully, I make bold to say that I have been to almost all the states of the country, and in each of those states, you find an MBA secretariat. Even a rented apartment, you will see as well equipped and befitting. Now, for the legal profession to thrive in the state, there has to be a symbolic gesture of a well-defined structure like the MBA Secretariat, which has been absent in this state for such a long time. Now, in line with the transformation agenda of the current administration, this project is timely, and I urge all the people of the state to support us in making it a reality. Quite rightly, as may be unknown to other people, I was in touch with the executive governor about the project, and he promised me that he will be behind us until it is completed. Thank you. Thank you, Amber. Thank you.
Excellency Dr. Dauda Lawal, the executive governor of Zamfara State, I respectfully flag off the beginning of the construction of this legacy project, which is tagged the NBA Zamfara State Secretariat. May, inshallah, the completion of this secretariat see to the delivery of effective and efficient judicial administration of justice for the common good of all the people of Zamfara State and beyond. Thank you very much. Oma MBA shall not work alone. Inshallah. The Honorable Attorney General has captured the mood of the state.
all right.
We shall all contribute.
Yes, sir.
We cannot afford to fail.
No problem. No, sir.
Congratulations to everyone.
Now, she now she
Allah
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم أنت أمرتنا بدعائك آمين وأتنا بإجابتك وقد دعوناك كما أمرتنا فاستجبنا كما أتنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Inshallah, by 10 exactly.
Dauda Lawal ta himmatu ganin wurin ba da goyon baya da duk wani al'amari da zai kawo ci gaba a cikin jiha ko kuma a cikin garin Gusau. Duba da haka ne muka duba muka ga lallai a ce babu wuri na dim na ita sakatariya na MBA to gaskiya bai dace ba. Suka zo suka yi ma His Excellency Dr. Dauda Lawal courtesy call kuma ya yi alwashin zai halarci kaddamar da wannan tubalin gini to amma sabili da wasu muhimman ayyuka na jiha ya kasance bai samu halarta ba sai ya umurce ni da in wakilce shi wurin kaddamar da wannan tubali na gini kuma insha Allahu kamar yadda yi mitin da su ya shaida musu za mu himmatu mu ga mun ba da duk wani gudunmawa da ya kamata a bayar domin wannan gini ya tabbata domin amfanin jama'an mutanen Zamfara. Duk al'ummar da ba doka da oda to lallai ragagga ce, so abun da muke duba kenan har muka ce za mu ba da goyon baya insha Allah. Na gode. Yawa, thank you.
Shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ita waga sakatariya da za a gina kamar matsayi take ga ofis na lauyoyi na duka jihar Zamfara da kuma huskar lauyoyin jihar Zamfara ga sauran duniya. Ga yadda abin yake ka'ida, ita waga sakatariya duk wanda adda wani koke tsakanin lauyoyi kenan ko wani abu nan ne cibiyar da zai zo ya kawo, da kuma kamar misali akwai abubuwan harkar lauyoyi da ba za ka samu wasu wurare ba sai ka zo nan wurin, kamar yanzu littafai, kayan sawan mu, kasan kayan sawan mu suna da bambanci da sauran abun nan. Abun zai baka mamaki cewa yanzu in lauya na bi bib wannan ejelan nan fara da ake sawa sai ya tayi ko Sokoto ko Kaduna, amma yin akwai MBA secretariat za a yi bookshop wurin wanda duk irin wayannan abubuwan za ka same su. Ba karamin karanta ba ne a ce akwai lauyoyi ga jiha amma ba su da wurin da za su samu kayan ayyukansu sai har sun tafi wata jiha, bayan su wayancan jihohin su ma kamar haka suke amma sun wadatar da mutanensu da su. So wannan ma kadai ya ishi yabo.
Wani tasiri wannan sakatariya za ta yi ga lamuran shari'a a jihar?
Tasirin da ita ga sakatariya za ta yi, na farko dai kamar yadda na ce da farko, za ta ba mu huska mai kyau, sannan zai zama wuri da za mu zauna tsakaninmu lauyoyi mu yi abin da ake kira give and take, yadda in kun lura an je kotu ana iya zuwa a buga wuta a yi kamar duniya za ta tashi, amma in an dawo nan wurin sai a zauna sai a abun nan a sha abun ga a sha ruwa, a sha lemu, a ci abinci tare, sannan kuma a yi discussing. Nan ma mutum zai ƙara samun wasu ideas, zai yi wasu abubuwa.
Taimako wannan gwamnati za ta ba wannan kungiya musamman.
Ɗazu na faɗi da turanci cewa dama kamar yadda gwamnati kun kaga tana gyaran gari ta ko'ina da kuma jiha baki ɗaya, sun ba mu assurance ko kuma sun tabbatar da cewa insha Allah in mun fara, gwamnati da bakina da bakin shi ya gaya mini wannan ba wani abu ne, karamin aiki ne wannan, dama ya kamata akwai shi. Ya kamata akwai shi, saboda haka babu wani abu, insha Allah zai taimaka mana a samu a gama ta. In ka lura ga hoton ma wurin can an riga an manna, mu muna da abun kawai ga huskan mu a cikin kwakwalwar mu, jira kawai muka lokaci yayi a gan shi a tashi insha Allah. Thank you.
Za mu so kaɗai mana bayani game da wannan sakatariya.
Okay, ba buɗe sakatariya muka yi bayo cikin yadda Allah kamar yadda kuke gani kaddamar da aiki ne na ginin sakatariat din. Kamar yadda bayani ya gabata, tun da daɗewa ya kamata a ce MBA Gusau tana da sakatariat. amma sauran administration da suka wuce sun yi kokarin su ne ya samu haka ga inda muke a yau. Alhamdulillah yau mun fara ko mun kaddamar da ginin wannan sakatare cikin yadda Allah da yawarsa, wanda kamar da kuka gani His Excellency the District Governor of Zamfara State Dr. Dauda Lawal ya gabatar, kuma da kokarin da ya yi a matsayin shi na gwamnati da kuma mu kan MBA da dukkan stakeholders in justice administration, za mu ci gaba da sanya kokarin kamar da ya kamata insha Allah, ganin cewa wannan secretariat ta kammala kuma mun yi aiki da ita ta yadda ya kamata a ce kowace secretariat ta kungiyar MBA an yi aiki da ita.
Wace gudunmawa kuke nema gwamnati ko da ɗaiɗaikun jama'a?
Na'am, kamar yadda ya gabata alhamdulillah mun samu zama da makarban gwamnati kwara da shi kan His Excellency da District Governor, kamar da kuka gani da sakataren gwamna da mataimakin duka mun yi, kuma kowannensu ya tabbatar muna kokarinsa da shiryewar da yake da ita akan gani ya taimaka ma MBA ba association bane kamar sauran association na 'yan siyasa. MBA association ne wanda ke da zimmar kokarin ganin an tsayar da komi akan yadda doka ta tanade shi yasa muke da motto take na promoting rule of law, ganin cewa komi ya tsaya kan matsayinsa akan yadda doka ta tanadar, kuma na tabbata duk wanda ke da hannu a cikin ganin adalci ya tabbata a cikin ƙasa, jiha da sauran duk wurare, to yana son ya sa hannu a cikin ci gaban kungiyar lauyoyi ta jiha ta ƙasa domin ganin ta yi aikin ta kamar yadda ya kamata. To muna kira ga ɗaiɗaikun mutane da 'yan kasuwa da ƙungiyoyi da duk wanda ke da sha'awa ganin adalci ya wanzu a cikin ƙasa ya taimaka ma ayyuka na ƙungiyar lauyoyi ta jihar Zamfara domin ganin ta tsaye da kafafunta ta kuma aikin da ya kamata ta yi don ci gaban al'ummar jihar Zamfara.
Is curtailing the menace of insecurities through judicial reform, the role of the stakeholders in the administration of justice is aptly choosing during the trying times of our state, which is bedevilled by insecurity. This insecurity is eating deep into our social, economic, and political developments. Judicial reform is necessary as it will usher in judicial efficiency. It will also do away with judicial stagnation. Complicated judicial process is not involved anywhere in the world as a new trend in the custodial sentences for years without them being taken to the competent court for trial. I have been receiving complaints from my brother judges concerning the stagnation of criminal trials for lack of evidence or for failure to bring witnesses or to on the side of the prosecution. So many accused persons are allowed to go scot-free because of that. Court decisions are supported by evidence and not societal emotions or political exigencies for the moment. I hope all the stakeholders will rise up to their duties. I pledge on behalf of the judiciary that we will do our best in contributing our quota to the curtailment of insecurity in the state. I also wish for a fruitful deliberation on the issues. Thank you.
The power was not specific as to whether I should deliver on issues bordering on Zamfara State or Nigeria as a whole, but I found it necessary to delimit or circumscribe my findings on Zamfara State, which is our area of concern. Certain disputes between various arms of government and between members of the public, whether as individuals or groups. So, judiciary is a key player in curbing or curtailing insecurity through judgments of the courts. However, in recent times, we have seen how our judiciary has come under attack by members of the public, by the politicians, by everybody. The judiciary is no longer neutral, the judiciary is biased, the judiciary is corrupt. So many things are happening there which does not meet the eye. The recent, recent case of Abba Kano and others, we have seen how people have attacked our judiciary. But before that, people here have attacked our judiciary by saying, look, judiciary is corrupt. Anytime the army, the police arrest people and bring to the court will release them again. I'm not trying to say that the judiciary is not corrupt. There is corruption right from the Supreme Court downwards. I'm now a retired civil servant and I can see the truth. But some of the accusations against the judiciary may not be correct. You see, the judges are blind, so to say. They do not know what is happening, and even if they know, the law does not allow them to say it, the law does not allow them to act on it. So even if a judge should see someone being killed here, he would nurse the person doing the attack, he would nurse the person who killed, and the case is brought before him, he will still say, bring your evidence. This is the position under English law, and it's the same position under Islamic law. So that is why the judges are blind. They rely on what findings police are able to make, what the prosecution is able to present, what the defense counsel is able to raise, and then the certain disputes between various arms of government and between members of the public, whether as individuals or groups. So, judiciary is a key player in curbing or curtailing insecurity through judgments of the courts. However, in recent times, we have seen how our judiciary has come under attack by members of the public, by the politicians, by everybody. The judiciary is no longer neutral, the judiciary is biased, the judiciary is corrupt. So many things are happening there which does not meet the eye. The recent, recent cases of the recent case of Abba Kano and others, we have seen how people have attacked our judiciary. But before that, people here have attacked our judiciary by saying, look, judiciary is corrupt. Anytime the army, the police arrest people and bring to the court will release them on bail. I'm not trying to say that the judiciary is not corrupt. There is corruption right from the Supreme Court downwards. I'm now a retired civil servant and I can say the truth. But some of the accusations against the judiciary may not be correct. You see, the judges are blind, so to say. They do not know what is happening, and even if they know, the law does not allow them to say it, the law does not allow them to act on it. So even if a judge should see someone being killed here, he would nurse the person doing the attack, he would nurse the person who killed, and the case is brought before him, he will still say, bring your evidence. This is the position under English law, and it's the same position under Islamic law. So that is why the judges are blind. They rely on what findings police are able to make, what the prosecution is able to present, what the defense counsel is able to raise, and then when these allegations come, people who make these allegations against the judiciary that they release accused persons really do not know the operation of the system. However, before I proceed on the suggestions, I would just want to take Mr. Oluwaroti Akeredolu Esquire. As you can see what he said. He said one fundamental factor hindering access to justice is corrupt judiciary. In countries where organized crime is entrenched, society is reduced to lawlessness because the judiciary there has been compromised. If such corruption goes unchecked in Nigeria, the country will be breeding place for organized crime and lawlessness. The same thing Justice Akabi said. He said it's better to have, there are almost a similar thing. Justice Akabi commented by saying it's even better to have a judge that is not too cumbersome with the law than to have a corrupt judge. Because the judge that is not cumbersome with the law will always read and will find his way through and will deliver judgments in good faith. But the corrupt judge will always have his judgments skewed in favor of the party who pays the highest money. So the highest bidder against the judgment. So how do we improve the judiciary? We said the judiciary as a stakeholder needs to have reforms on controlling corruption. I know it has been doing well. I have once, about two or twice been invited to be a member of a committee on investigation of corruption in the judiciary when it affected some of the staff. So it needs to put more effort. Secondly, the judiciary should be independent in terms of funding. The judiciary is not independent. As at this moment, whenever the CJ wants anything, she has to go and beg the politicians for money and things to run the judiciary. So if the judiciary is not independent, there is no way it can determine matters properly. There is no way you are a beggar and you become the boss at the same time. Thirdly, I want to suggest that the Sharia Court of Appeal of Zamfara State ought to reschedule its sittings from 11 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Because sometimes the litigants that come from the rural areas spend a lot of money coming here, and with insecurity challenge, if the sittings should start at 11, with lawyers coming to take their turns before the other people do take their turns, then the the timing would really be wrong and can affect justice administration through delays and through insecurity challenges that the litigants may face while going back to their respective destinations. The Honorable Grand Kadi ought to make new rules of practice and procedure for Sharia Court of Appeal, as the old rules of 1960 have become obsolete. The new rules for Sharia Court of Appeal should encourage brief writing in all cases involving lawyers. There is serious delay in cases before Sharia Court of Appeal because all submissions are to be made orally. They have to record, and lawyers with our arguments will waste a lot of time and cause a lot of difficulty for them. So if they should introduce brief writing, then it is going to work. Going to try to work faster. That provision on the provision, there is a provision. There is a provision in the Tufatul Hukam which says that you can make lawyers can make written submissions before the court. They call it at-tawqif and maqal. They call it at-tawqif and maqal. So there is a provision for that. I was saying that there is provision under Islamic law where you make written submissions before the court. That is called at-tawqif or maqal. So it's not only the English system that is used to that. Even our Islamic law system is used to that. It's there in Tufa. So they can adopt that one and reduce the workload on themselves and time consumption taken by trials through oral submission of counsel. I want to advise again that the Sharia Court of Appeal should stop entertaining criminal appeals. We all know the constitutional provisions which empowers Sharia Court of Appeal to work. We know it does not include criminal appeals. Most criminal appeals that go to Sharia courts will end up there. Because even if your party feels aggrieved, he can never go to the Court of Appeal of Nigeria. Because the Court of Appeal of Nigeria will tell you that it has no jurisdiction to entertain criminal appeals from the Sharia Court of Appeal. We ought to be bold, straightforward and sincere to come out and say, please stop entertaining criminal appeals. Like I said, I'm a retired civil servant. I can say whatever I think is right now. Unlike before when my hands were tied. So, the Sharia Court also ought to stop entertaining land disputes. I mean, disputes involving land ownership. It does not have jurisdiction on land ownership, but the upper Sharia courts have jurisdiction on land ownership. That's customary land allocations or customary lands. They have jurisdiction over the lands issued or for which certificate is granted by the chairman of local government councils. I mean, land not in urban areas, rural land. They have power. The upper Sharia court has power over that. The Sharia Court of Appeal does not have power over that. I want to commend the Honorable Grand Kadi of Zamfara State, Dr. Dahir Muhammad Gusau, for the lectures he used to, the Sharia Court used to organize for the Sharia Court judges, registrars, and even the prosecutors, as well as lawyers from the Ministry of Justice. That is highly commendable. However, I want to add that those lectures should include a specification to the judges, Sharia court judges, that they should avoid going outside the limits for which they do not have power to do so. For example, sometimes we find land situated in urban areas being brought before them and assuming jurisdiction over those lands or over cases like that and making judgments, or sometimes they will go through the back door, again they will report to the police will threaten to detain, and then Sulu will be arrived, then you say, no, I'm not dealing with that, I'm dealing with Sulu. But where did that issue arise from? It arose from the land. So whatever way you go, people see how you do it. They should avoid that. It's good to avoid that. Because while a court does not have power to entertain a main claim, it cannot have power to entertain an ancillary claim. The Sharia Court's way of applying al-izar is really faulty. Throughout my service as a junior lawyer, while my head of service was my DPP that time, up to this moment, I realized that most Sharia courts don't apply the principle of al-izar properly. What they usually do is they just write al-izar and draw a line and say al-izar has been done. That is not how to make al-izar. How to make al-izar is to ask the parties, the plaintiff and the defendant respectively. If there is more than one plaintiff, or if there are more than one defendant, you ask them, Mala Abakar, yes, you are the plaintiff. court is about to adjourn for judgment. Do you have any other thing to tell the court? He said, I don't have any other thing to tell the court, honorable. Then the judge was asked registrar, Malam Umaru, registrar, high Sharia court. So, have you had Malam so? He said, what did he say? He said he has no other thing to tell the court. Then his name will be written and what reply he gave of what he had from the plaintiff. Then another one will be asked, Malam Umaru, court clerk, have you heard what Mr. So? He said yes. Then what did he say? He said he has no any other business to tell the court. Then to be reported. This is proper Izar. But once the record does not show this procedure, then the Izar is wrong. Incidentally, I was able to see a judgment of the High Sharia Court judge. Very impressive. He made Izar very well. I was highly impressed with his way of making Izar. And I visited the Sharia Court of Appeal. I found a lot of cases being cases being asked to go back on trial because there was no proper Izar. So I think through the lectures, maybe we can improve this. Now I'll go to His Excellency the Governor of Zamfara State as a stakeholder in this matter. The Governor is the Chief Executive of the state, and he is referred to as the Chief Security Officer of the state because he has powers to do and undo with regards to the security of the state. But in Nigeria, that power of Chief Security Officer is an aberration. It's unreal. In fact, it's even better in Niger, where the governor has power to direct armed forces, the police, to act in a particular way. But in Nigeria, the armed forces, the police, and other security agencies belong to the federal government, apart from NSAKI, Vigilantes here, and the Hizbah Commission. So whenever the governor wants anything done here with regards to security, he has to play with them. You remember Abdulaziz Yari, when our former governor said, I'm tired of being asked, told that I'm the chief security officer. I have no control over the army, the police, I can do nothing. Have you not heard when he said it? Former governor Abdulaziz Yari, he once said it. He said, National Rufai also said it. So our governors are left in a dilemma because even as chief security officer, you have to lobby with the army, you have to lobby with the police, you have to lobby to get support of armed forces to come and assist our communities here. And if you look at the exclusive legislative list of the Constitution, you realize that arms and ammunition, Nigeria with the police, the army, they are all that the governor should visit them during Salah and Christmas festivities. In those times, the governor can even dine with them, discuss with them. That fatherly love that he may demonstrate to them may soften the minds of some of them and even bring them forward to assist the government with information as how arms and ammunition are being brought into Zamfara State, the route through which they are brought, those that are concerned within the town. Because that love, because men are mostly changed by love, not by force. That is why, no matter how difficult a person is, if you show him love, he may appreciate that love and come along with you and do whatever we want him to do. You remember really the Maslow's hierarchy of human need, which includes love and belonging. So I think the governor ought to visit the prisons, especially during Salah, and then interact with them, dine with them, discuss with them. Apart from that, he needs to visit that place. He needs to visit the prison to examine the dormitories where they live. Let the governor see where they sleep. Let the governor see the windows. Let the governor see the weather. Look at how do the windows cope with the weather. Is it very hot? Is it very cold? Are the windows having glasses to cover them up? Or are they exposed? And as well, the governor will visit the laundry, the toilets, the kitchen. Look at the type of place they use and see whether he can assist them in improving the sanitary conditions. Because if the sanitary conditions are very poor, there's every likelihood that disease might break out in the prison and we'll have difficulty controlling it. We'll spend more money on controlling it. So it's better to prevent it from happening than controlling it. Apart from that, the governor can may even consider sinking a solar powered borehole in the facility. Because I used to see the prison with a tanker along Dansaro Road trying to fill up at the borehole there. Whenever I'm on my way to the farm, I was on my way to the farm. So I think if there's a borehole there, it will reduce the burden of going to get water and enable them to flush the toilets very well. He can even, the governor can even assist the inmates with source okay. I've been told that families are left, so I quickly skip. The governor also needs to examine Section 7 of the Robbery and Firearms Special Provisions Act by seeing to it that a committee is set up to see how monies, cows, and belongings of persons convicted of armed robbery can be ascertained and taken over upon conviction. There is that provision long time, though it has not been implemented. And if the governor implements it, it will ensure that bandits and robbers do not get away with their ill-gotten wealth. The money will be taken away from them once they are convicted. Then lawyers and stakeholders. Here, if you look at page 13, you will see a quotation there. That quotation is a publication by a lawyer to show how corrupt judges mar cases of lawyers and how lawyers are very unhappy with corrupt judges when they handle their cases. I think that quotation there from that publication will assist us in appreciating the mindset of the lawyers whose cases are marred by judges and why lawyers have problems. Some lawyers have problems with corrupt judges and sometimes write petitions against them which affect the bar and bench relationship. So please go through that one. No suggestions on reform by lawyers. I want to say that lawyers in recent times have proven to be very stubborn in the way and manner we do things. Some of these criminals that actually go back to society were really helped by lawyers to get out of custody and back to society. There are lawyers that even forge medical report. There are lawyers that forge medical reports in order to secure bail for accused persons. There are lawyers that if you give them money, they will do whatever an accused person wants from them. In fact, there are even those that say, I used to pay 1 million naira for a bail application to a lawyer. How can a lawyer collect 1 million naira for a bail application if that client is not a bandit? There is no right thinking person now that will pay 1 million naira for a bail application to a lawyer unless it's a bandit and gets money from anyhow. So please, lawyers, we need to pay attention to that. The lawyers should know that we are ministers in the temple of justice. It means that we should assist the courts with doing what is right. So lawyers go to court, they don't assist the court, rather they present predatory instincts by looking around, waiting for the court to make a mistake, and then they spring a surprise and insist that the judgment the court has just delivered was about to deliver is wrong. For example, in Zamfara State here, a matter came up, a hardened criminal was arrested even with guns. A counsel was in the case, the sitting was in the chambers, the counsel never objected to it. During the period of address, he raised the issue and the bandit had to be discharged. Even the bandit had guns with him. It devastated the police, who spent so much time to arrest the bandit. The society who gave information about the bandit became scared. So please, lawyers, we should have fear of God. Our knowledge should be used properly. We should not use that knowledge to the detriment of the society, to the detriment of the courts. If the courts don't have respect, just know that we do not have respect. Lawyers also collect money from their clients and lie to them that they will present such money to judges. There are lawyers that even tell their clients that we have already seen the judgment. What it requires you are required to is bring the money, we will deliver to the judge. They will collect the money, they will not deliver to the judge, they will spend the money. It's not only here, it's happening in other places in Nigeria. The government needs to pay attention to lawyers and the ministry of justice. On 2 occasions, magistrates who are giving motor vehicles, the lawyers and the ministry of justice who are not giving any vehicle. If you want someone to work for you very well, you must take care of that person. The lawyers and the ministry of justice have been suffering while I was there as the DPP, and I know it. The magistrates were giving KRO, lawyers were not giving. Recently, they were giving other vehicles, lawyers and the ministry of justice were not giving.
Have our officer being kidnapped or our officer being killed. The recent experience we have was that one of the officers, when he got to know that he was the person that arrested a bandit and brought him to the office, and at the end of the day we arraigned him to the court and he was convicted. Along the line, politically, we don't really know what happened, he was released. What he did was he knocked at the door of our staff and tell him that I am back and get ready for me. I will be back for you. What our staff did was, the next thing he had to leave Zamfara State. He went to Abuja and worked his transfer out of Zamfara State for his dear life. And at the same time, when you see issues like this, we are always being careful. In some cases, before we even arraign a suspect to the court, we do go to the judge, we do tell him the nitty-gritty of that case and the complexity of the case and the consequences of if the suspect is being released, what will really happen. Because as a law enforcement agency, I've served in Adamawa, in 2014, 2015, 2016, during this Boko Haram issue. When it gets to density, like our situation here in Zamfara, what they normally do is the moment they got a Boko Haram and it has proven that he is a Boko Haram, we realize that politically there are influence that people do have and go to the court or in prison and get them released. So what they get is, the topic is saying that how to eradicate. My brother here said how to eliminate in totality. So that was the decision they took. The moment they realized that this one is being proven, confirmed, that they just eliminate it. Because going to the court, like my colleagues here have said, they can't maneuver anything, they can't manufacture anything, they have to go by the law. What the state law says, what the federal government law says, they have to go by it. So at the end of the day, it might have to be either their own risk or our own risk, but they have to do what is needful. So things like this, I think that's what the government needs to look into when a suspect is being proven to be so radical like that. The government should try and do something proper because of the many that they are bringing up into the society. Like you said, living one person can regenerate and reproduce what you think you have eliminated. But when you eliminate all of them all together, you see that the society will be at risk. Thank you very much for this.
I'm of the opinion that I would suggest to the government that a public hearing be set up with the name of the people that are likely to be granted the pardon for people to comment on their suitability. I think that will go a long way to tackle the issue. Yes, sir. Yes.
I remember. So I'm happy he commended me for this, because if everybody ran out, what do you think? What will happen? You will have nobody there. So we at the justice sector, especially the official bar, we have been, putting up with a lot of, untold hardship. From that moment in the former Sokoto state down to this time, we are looking for the opportunity to remedy this situation. And I'm happy he himself, just usual, call on the government to look, when they look this side, to look the other side. They say, Yamba Albasa Rwa Aba Yalu. So members of the, Justice Department need to be, addressed properly, because they have endured more than enough. So I'm happy. Even the bench acknowledge, not only acknowledge, but attest to this endurance and resilience. So I said, more grease to our elbow, State Council. The next issue is, I make of the, before my own observation, Barrister Ibrahim raised issues of reconciliation, amnesty, and what have you. Issue of amnesty, prerogative members, they are constitutional issues. And the Constitution is clear. The issue is implementation. And the bottom line is public interest. Public interest. Even the reconciliation or amnesty, if it is being carried in good faith, devoid of any interest, political or otherwise, I'm sure it's going to yield result. I'm not adopting in total what the presenter said, no. But we can't stamp out reconciliation in total, because it's an international best practice. In Rwanda, in Bosnia, everywhere where you have this kind of conflict, you can avoid issue of amnesty and reconciliation. But that it depends how you manage it. The way and manner you manage it, that's what matters. And then it has to be in good faith, devoid of any iota of interest. So maybe we have to be careful. We can't stamp out something so that people will sober. The innocent will suffer if you stamp out a doctrine, like the doctrine this prerogative of mercy. You can't say you can't give this. You know, it's just how you do it. That's what matters a lot. Then lastly, he raised one issue. I mean, the discussant, the issue of this statistic indices and what have you. You know, what I notice is this: the legal sector, or both legal and judicial sector, the issue of planning and strategy is being relegated to the background. It's only when you have the proper legal planning and the strategic implementation of your planning, you'll be able to forecast properly ahead. Some of the things are coming up on board with the, courtesy of what you call National Judicial Council. So, and the other aspect, the legal, legal department. So maybe we need to train our lawyers and judges on the issue of legal planning, judicial planning, this issue of strategic implementation of all what we have learned. Definitely will be there where we want, where we're seeking to be. So thank you very much, discussants. Let me come to the issue of the presentation. First, I disagree with the presenter when he's raising the issue of refraining from entertaining criminal appeals from Shiryawa Court of Appeal, which I believe is quite preemptive, because no direct and clear pronouncement we have from the Court of Appeal of Nigeria. Why? Because we're afraid, to face the Court of Appeal. Maybe we think maybe they will just stamp out all the Sharia implementation. No, maybe we will try it. Yes, the Constitution is clear, but that sometimes you, as a lawyer, you find the way you circumvent. You go the other way to meet your objective. So we can't be dodging, Court of Appeal simply because we are afraid of the kind of pronouncement that will be, meted on some of our doctrines or some of our principles. Let's face it squarely. From there, if we're not satisfied, I move to Supreme Court. So honestly, what the presenter said, I want to believe is equally, presumptive. Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. Then coming to the issues, factors that need to be addressed to curb or curtail insecurity through judicial reforms and at the same time allow respective roles of other stakeholders. I itemize few things. I'm not going to take your time, please. First, I said we need to ensure strict and effective judicial reforms, where corruption, injustice, bias, all acts inimical to justice delivery are properly and patiently stamped out by the relevant authorities. Maybe we have been taking cosmetical reforms. We need to go on head on to address the actual issues. And here in this world, we have advocates that advocate this kind of thing. And they keep advocating every now and then. So maybe we have to take extra mile to address these issues. I've been for quite some time, going through the write-ups clips by former chairman Galadi, has been advocating for this kind of reforms. Maybe if we can go extra mile at our level to start something so that we move up the ladder. Then secondly, ensure true and sustainable independence of the judiciary, free from wanton interference from any quarter, so that justice will be delivered without fear or favor, free will, affection or free will, or anything, ill will, sorry. The moment we ensure independence of the judiciary and we have corrupt prejudges, what do you think? we are going to have effective and true justice. Justice will be administered to all and sundry without a fear or favor. So it's one step to ensuring we are curbing insecurity if we maintain this kind of reform. The third issue I raise is issue adequate funding of the judicial arm and other stakeholders such as Ministry of Justice, Police, DSS, Civil Defense, and whatever, all the government of law enforcement agencies. Without funding, if you deprive anybody of his rightful means, of course, definitely he will compromise. Even the tools that he needs to undertake this justice delivery, he will have to go and beg for it. What do you think? That's why I commend this governor. He's ready to give to justice sector what is, or judicial sector, what is due to it. So one of the key reforms that we need to advocate and properly is ensure adequate funding for judiciary as a whole. Next issue, the issue of legislation that deals with insecurity in the state. I really want to believe that we need to, to tinker the interior by bandits in this, the way and manner they cage the citizens of Zamfara State. I'm sure if you redefine, you are trying to move much ahead of them, you'll be able to tackle their menace properly. So the security need to look inward, address this head on. Secondly, there is the issue of general public. We need to take the general public along in this fight. We can't be in one camp, the entire general public down another camp. We need to take everybody along. People need to identify with this kind of struggle, and they need to be part and parcel of the struggle. It's just that we regulate how the public come in. I'm sure if we do that, all the necessary support we need to address these issues will be addressed. Last but not the least is the issue of capacity building for both judicial personnel and official bar. As I keep saying, new offenses are coming up, and then that is new crimes. We are breaking new grounds for new crimes, so we have to. Our judges, our lawyers need to be carried along, to understand the philosophy, the strategy, all of the mechanics of these offenses. It is then and then. I know what the National Judicial Institute is there, but that here, maybe I want to believe up to this moment, our issues have not been properly addressed. Maybe our judges, when they attend to these national judicial workshops, and judicial institute workshop, they need to be addressing these issues. That National Judicial Institute need to address this, so that with this, I'm sure we are going to break new grounds. So I thank the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association for inviting me also to be part of this unique presentation. I commend the speaker and I thank the judiciary for up and doing, coming to, in the same ball with the bar, to address what devastate our society. This is, what they call it, a groundbreaking, synergy, whereby the end is the public, not anybody. So I thank you and I commend you for this. I thank everybody. Thank you very much.
My brother SAN, my lords, spiritual and temporal, ladies and gentlemen, press crew, permit me to stand on the already established existing protocols. His Excellency Dr. Dauda Lawal extends his apologies for his inability to be with you this morning, or rather this afternoon, despite the fact that he has informed the chairman. Sorry, I omitted you. They had a one-on-one engagement and he okayed this engagement today. Unfortunately, due to other pressing state matters, His Excellency is unavoidably absent. Please accept his apologies. Today's engagement for me, before I go into His Excellency's remarks, are indeed remarkable. The paper presented, you did a very good job, despite the data issues. The discussants both have x-rayed the Zamfara state as a society and surgically dissected the issues for us as policy makers, policy formulators, and policy implementers. This speech is for His Excellency the Executive Governor Dr. Dauda Lawal to be presented at the Nigerian Bar Association's Zamfara State Law Week 2023, held today, Monday, the 12th of December 2023, and it goes like this. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today at this momentous event of the Nigerian Bar Association Law Week. The theme of this year's event, curtailing the menace of insecurity through judicial reforms, the role of stakeholders in the administration of justice. This is particularly timely and significant. It underscores the crucial role of the legal community in addressing the security challenges plaguing our dear state for many years. As many of you may recall, during the electioneering campaigns, we pledged our unwavering commitment to combating the menace of banditry and other related crimes in Zamfara. I believe that achieving this goal requires a robust legal framework that empowers the state to effectively utilize its human and material resources in tackling these challenges. Without any doubt, the menace of banditry, with its devastating consequences, has severely hampered the socio-economic development of our state. It has crippled our efforts in crucial areas like agriculture, education, and healthcare, causing immense hardship to our people. The gravity of menace is such that our rural economy, largely represented by agriculture, which provides sustenance to over 70% of our population and accounts for over 80% of our GDP, has almost collapsed. In response to this crisis, our administration has implemented various legal measures to address insecurity and restore stability. These measures include: 1. Policies. The government has formulated comprehensive policies aimed at tackling banditry and its root causes. We have equally issued executive orders aimed at closing down certain markets that we feel are harboring the business of banditry in our local communities. The establishment of the Zamfara State Security Trust Fund law. This is intended to allow the state to mobilize resources from the public, private, and corporate sectors to enhance security initiatives. The Zamfara State Community Protection Guard law. The law empowers the government to establish a community-based security force to complement the efforts of existing conventional security agencies. These CPGs are intended to operate under a well-articulated standard operating procedure guided under a strict rules of engagement. What do we mean here? Our community protection guards that are currently undergoing training, 8 weeks training, when they are completed and deployed across our nooks and crannies within the state, are not going to operate alone or independent. They are going to operate within the ambit of the law, under the strict guidance of the police and or the Nigerian Army or the DSS. I would like to assure the organizers of this Law Week that the Zamfara State Government remains committed to partnering with the Nigerian Bar Association, Zamfara State Chapter, in our collective fight against insecurity. We will continue to explore legal avenues to protect the lives and property of our citizens and build a more prosperous and secure future for the people of Zamfara State. I commend the leadership and members of the Nigerian Bar Association for organizing this insightful program. The fireworks have quite been engaging, and the state government looks forward to a robust communique, which I believe the Honorable Attorney General is going to hand over, and we'll sit down and pick on all those salient issues and areas, and we'll hit the ground running towards implementing them for the social well-being of the people of Zamfara State. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Presently, I also acknowledge the presence of other senior lawyers. Today has been quite so engaging. We, on behalf of the Zamfara State Government and the Ministry of Justice, wish to extend our profound gratitude for your presence and contributions towards the sustenance and success of this momentous event. It is our humble wish and prayer that each and every one of you gets home safely, soundly, and in good health. May Allah guide us all together. Thank you.
الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. الله يمير قوة جدا سلافيا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى